Every Pokemon fan has that one game, the one that defined their childhood. But which Pokemon game is truly the best? Today, I'm here to tell you my choice, and it might shock you. This is the best Pokemon game ever made. The first Pokemon game released back in 1996, 5 years before I was born actually. Fast forward to today, and we are here with currently over 100 games. Whether it's mainline titles, spin-offs, or even iPhone games, Pokemon has forever been evolving, quite literally. To a point where it has become the highest grossing franchise in gaming, and deservingly so. I myself grew up with a Game Boy in my hand, and I can remember my younger days watching my sister play Pokemon and slowly trying to play the games myself. My first experience was Pokemon Emerald, with the last experience being the most recent Pokemon Violet. And no, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are not the best Pokemon game of all time. I'm talking about a game that I did not expect to hook me as it did. A game that seemed a statement, specifically on the Switch. That should narrow it down, and no. Again, I am not talking about Pokemon Sword and Shield either. Even though I did have a really good time playing them, I am talking about Pokemon Legends Arceus. Pokemon Legends Arceus released on the 28th of January in 2022, and at the time was the third Pokemon game to release on the Switch. I remember the trailer of this game, and was hyped as hell just seeing the starters, one being Cyndaquil. The art style also looked sick from the teasers. The game starts with your main character basically speaking to Arceus on his iPhone. Looks like something out of Hotline Bling. Your character is then sent back in time and travels through the Hisui region, which is based on the island of Hokkaido. Sorry if I butcher that. During early Japanese colonization, I genuinely enjoyed the art style. I mean, it's not comparable to Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom in any way, or any graphical aspect, but in my opinion it holds its own. It was also playable. If you own a Switch and play the Pokemon games, you know that the latest Scarlet and Violet entry had many issues with frame rate drops and general lag across the map. Pokemon Legends had you travel across the Hisui region exploring different sections of the map, which is divided into 5 areas, almost like an open world game, and catching all sorts of different Pokemon. Outside of traversing the landscape on foot, the player can unlock rideable Pokemon, which can travel faster, swim across bodies of water, climb cliffs, or even fly. There's also that one that digs treasure, which in my opinion is useless, but I mean, it's cool to ride a big bear Pokemon, I guess. The Pokemon in areas will also react differently to the player. Cute Pokemon will usually run away from you, whilst others will try and attack you and hunt you down, which is a first in a Pokemon game, that the player actually has to dodge incoming attacks from wild Pokemon. If the player takes enough damage, there can be a point where you basically faint and return to the base camp. They also added Alpha Pokemon, which are larger and stronger versions of normal Pokemon. Each area has different boss battles where they are also involving the player to dodge some incoming attacks, and then throw in your Pokemon to fight them. I love the battling system in this game, and I also love how Pokemon are out in the wild. One of the main things I adore about this game is the shiny hunting. Since you can find Pokemon in masses and genuinely see any Pokemon when traversing the map, you're able to see the shiny Pokemon. The game added the most satisfying sound when they appear, and it's absolutely incredible. I myself have caught really cool shiny Pokemon, and I love going out riding or flying on your Pokemon catching shinies. One thing I do wish they would have added was being able to choose the Pokemon that you want to ride. For example, it would have been sick to travel the seas on a Gyarados, or fly the skies on a Charizard. As well as with every Pokemon game, you could try complete the Pokédex and catch them all. Once you catch them all, you can finally face Arceus, Pokegod. I wish they would have included a DLC or something, which adds more Pokemon or other areas to explore like they did with Sword and Shield. They added a whole legendary area which you were able to explore. That would have been a great addition to this game and would have made it that much better. But even without that, to me this game is one of, if not the best Pokemon game. I feel like this game is super underrated, and I highly recommend you try it out before you judge me on my choice. The plot of the game is similar to all the other Pokemon games in some ways. The difference is you aren't fighting gyms, although the boss battles sort of feel like the gyms, since they're all type battles. In the story you can also take side quests which are set out by NPCs in the main village, one including capturing a shiny Ponyta, which is well worth it. As with other games, you have to reach certain levels for Pokemon to obey you. In this game, you get star levels which increase as you go filling in your Pokédex, and progressing through the story. During the whole game, there is a rift in the sky which intensifies as the game goes on. Towards the end of the game, the Commander Kamado, which is the leader of the Galaxy Clan, basically blames you for causing everything, and bans you from the village, which you then go to work with either the leader of the Diamond or Pearl Clan. Basically, it's which legendary Pokemon you'd prefer to catch at the end, being Palkia or Dialga. Ultimately, you do fight both though, although for the story you must choose one. After a bunch of more story work, you come to an end battle with your chosen legendary and capture it with a Master Ball. That isn't called a Master Ball, by the way. Here's where you think the story ends, which then the game reveals that you end up fighting the mysterious Volo. This is one of the hardest battles in any Pokemon game. It took me a good 3 hours in one night to beat. Why, you may ask? Let me explain. Volo has a team of superstars basically. It looked like the Chicago Bulls with MJ, which already makes it hard enough, and to top it off, he brings out Giratina. This doesn't end here. Once you defeat Giratina after fighting the other 6 Pokemon, you then have to fight another form of Giratina. Like, it's absolutely insane. but once you finally defeat him, it feels so worth it. You're then free to travel and finish your Pokédex and capture all the legendaries that are available in the game, ultimately leading up to the final fight of the game with Arceus. Pokemon Legends Arceus was really well received by the media and critics alike, receiving great scores, and Pokemon have then gone and announced Pokemon Legends Z8, which is the next big mainline game coming to the Switch and Switch 2. I'm pretty sure Legends Arceus wasn't meant to be a mainline game, but it clearly did well enough to warrant the next game being a Legends one. The game, being that revolutionary game, makes it sad to see how Scarlet and Violet turned out. As much as the game was fully open world, the performance really struggled. I'd even argue that Sword and Shield were better games than Scarlet and Violet. With all the above said, in my personal opinion, Legends Arceus is the best, if not one of the best Pokemon games in the whole franchise. My favourite aspects of the game being the shiny hunting, the final battle with Volo, the charm of the game, the open areas that the Pokemon can roam freely, the art style, the alpha Pokemon, the animations, and the general feeling that you're free to play the game your way while still sticking to the original Pokemon principles. It is a complete game. I hope to see Legends ZA take the spot as my number one because it has all the groundwork for it, and it can surely become Pokemon's best game yet. I know a lot of people may not agree with me, and that's fine. If you believe a different Pokemon game is better, do leave it down below, as like I said multiple times, this is my opinion. Now before I end the video, I just want to let everyone know that this video is one of the first of its kind coming to the channel, where I choose my best games of any franchise, or in general any consoles alike. I'm already working on the next one whilst you're watching this, so if you have enjoyed this, please drop a like down below and subscribe. If you enjoy hearing my voice, I appreciate it all. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all very soon. Ciao ciao.